Hey everyone, kind of a little bit of a different video here. It's going to be a little bit longer. I made a expense tracker spreadsheet for people to use for free. I see them all the time online, but there's always like pay $3 or buy my course or pay $5 or whatever. It's like what just give it for free. So it's free. It's just one I made. It's by no means like perfect, but it's just to try to help people like track their expenses. I'm gonna show you how to find it on my. I made a Patreon to be able to, because you can post stuff on Patreon, I guess that, and you can make it free, so that you don't have to pay anything for it. You don't have to do an email, nothing. Like it's not. I'm sorry I have to say that because it's so scammy in this sector of the I don't know stuff. Anyways, there is membership on there, and it's just like, hey, if you want to support my work, but like you don't have to. And I wanted to make it where it's just like, hey, give me $1 if you want to, because people are like that. But um, I don't know how to make it that way. I'm still pretty new to it. But anyways, I wanted to get this out there to share it with other people because it's what I've used. This is actually better than the one I used. I made like a pretty bare bones one, and this one I tried to fancy it up a little bit to make it better. So I'm gonna turn the screen because I don't know how to share my like do it on the computer to share a screen. So I'm just gonna flip my phone around and kind of walk you through it a little bit here. Okay, so here it is. This is my dog Asami. She passed away this year, so that sucks. But she had like freaking bone cancer and like a bunch of autoimmune diseases. But she's adorable. Anyways, it's Econ Onion is the Patreon, and you just scroll down, and it is this one right here. I got it up last night and then tested it with some friends. So this top link, this top link right here, that's if you have Excel, and then this one is like everything. So I've used this bottom one, the .ods, and it opens in Excel as well if you want. And I guess this top one is only Excel. I don't know the difference really, but I put them both there just in case. I don't know, whatever. Some people have Excel. I typically don't, but I do when I'm using like going to school and stuff. And then so that's it's right there. You don't have to have a Patreon. You don't have to make an account or anything. You can just go to this site and be like, boom, I want that one. All right. So then over here, whoop, okay. So over here, you can go. So this is just Google Sheets, and you go File, Open, and then if you don't have it recently on here, obviously you wouldn't. You can go to Upload, and then you can click and drag it in from uh, your your uh, your downloads or whatever. So like I downloaded it, click and drag it, just drop it in there. It's gonna take some time to load up, but there it is. All right. So and it's just an expense tracker. It's not a budget builder. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna help you save 20% of this and 50% of that. It's literally, hey, what do you got for like you can customize all of these and you're not gonna mess it up. He's like, hey, I don't have a mortgage. I just have a rent. So I just have rent. So boom. And my rent is due on the 5th. And it's $1,200 or something, right? And because it's rent, there's no month, like there's no remaining amount, and it's due monthly. And so you can customize the expense part of it. And this is the part that I think a lot of these bigger companies get wrong, or these people that build these out. You don't want to like if you have 3 credit cards, you want each one listed out. You don't want to bundle them together. Same with uh, any other kind of like debt. You don't want to like, oh, all my Hulu, Netflix, and whatever, I'm just gonna mush them together. You don't want that because like my Netflix is like, I don't know what my Netflix is right now. I gotta go double check it. I think it's around $20, but my Hulu was got crazy high. And now if I had those bundled together, I wouldn't, I wouldn't know which one's expensive and stuff, and which ones cost me more. And then it also just lets you track like, hey, you know what? I got my dental insurance in there. I'm keeping track of all my expenses. at least like reoccurring ones. And I don't know, I just made up numbers and kind of filled in like when stuff is due, like dog daycare. That'd be, I don't know how much a dog daycare really is, but you can adjust it to be like, hey, you know what? This dog daycare I pay for, it comes out weekly and not monthly. And you can also pick none. So if you're just like, hey, I've had this paid off, or I don't want to account for this, so I can mess with my numbers over here to see what it'll do, you can do that. So weekly, like say dog daycare, it's $25 a week. So over here, it's $100 total because it's the only one I have marked on here as weekly right now. But if I were to say, hey, you know what, the food is $250 and that's weekly, I'm gonna try to show you here. See, a little change there. And then, you know, this adds up all these. So if you have any questions on like how this actually works, you can always just click on the formula bar and it'll tell you what it's pulling from and what formulas it's using. I did put little notes over here that said, hey, in this cell, your paycheck is multiplied by 4. So if you get paid weekly and you throw your pay in here, and it's this cell is going to take that pay, multiply it by 4, and then deduct the total expenses, which is these. Annual subscriptions, that's kind of useful in my opinion, because I always had like an Xbox membership, and then I think it was like $60 or something like that a year. And I would always forget about it because it was like, I don't know, it was like July 18th or something. So you could put that too. And then it's there for you, you know? And then it's going to break it. I just have it divide by 12 months in a year. And then again, if you don't have it, you can delete that whole row, or you can just hit none. And then this bottom one too, this total debt, that's just totaling out this. So it's just kind of useful. The biggest thing is tracking each of your individual debts. Don't bundle them, just track them separately so that you can see like, hey, I got my tax returns and maybe it's $2,500 and I can actually pay that one off, giving me a little bit of breathing room, you know? And then if say you pay it off, you could just do this, then it'll be taken out of here, the $40 and the 2,000 should be, yeah. Let me, what was it? Oh yeah, it's not, you gotta type in 0 here, sorry, for it to reflect over here. I didn't make it so that it was tied to this to tie to that. I don't know, I could, but that's not super necessary. Whatever. It's just to track your expenses. Again, like this is, in my opinion, like one of the first steps I took to get like my finances under control. I was so tired of like doing it on paper and then thinking I knew what I had, and then I had more, or I had not enough, and then I had really tight weeks or really tight 2 weeks because I usually got paid. The worst was when I got paid weekly, and then I had to roll a bunch of my checks together to pay for like, you know, freaking car payments and stuff and rent. But you can do it whatever way you want. It's just a tool to try to help. Obviously, if you get paid like say bi-weekly, you can just zero out these other columns and just ignore this. Just ignore these and just go off the one that you get paid for. It's just to try and get people started is all. So hopefully it's helpful. If you guys find like stuff wrong with it or glitches, or if you have suggestions of like other things that might be helpful to make, that's what I'm doing on my spare time when I have it, is to try to build out useful spreadsheets that can be helpful. You know, there's extra spots in here that so if you have lots and lots of different expenses, you can use those too. So anyways, yeah, hope this helps. Like I said, again, I'm just trying to build stuff out that that'll be useful, and then you can better visualize your expenses and better see like, oh, like this is costing me so much, I gotta pay this off, or that's where my money's going, or whatever. That's the first step, in my opinion, to kind of help get your expenses under control. So, all right, well, bye.